This is the plaintiff, Angel Eckerd. She says she lent the defendant, her former childcare provider, money. She no longer watches her kids, and now she can't get her money back. The woman even lives across the street, for goodness sakes. She has no other choice but to sue the deadbeat. So that's exactly what she's doing for the $990 she's owed. This is the defendant, Cheryl Waters. She says she spent a lot of money on food for the plaintiff's kids because the plaintiff wasn't providing for them. Besides, the woman owes her back wages, so they're more than even if you ask her. She's accused of being a deadbeat.
Be seated and come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Angel Eckerd?
Yes.
You are suing Cheryl Waters, your former child care provider, for $990, $180 of it money that you say you loaned her, and $810 of it because you missed work when she quit.
Yes.
Because you couldn't find another child care provider. All right, what's going on?
Someone introduced me to our neighbor. That's her best friend.
Okay.
So her best friend introduced me to her.
Okay.
So I got to know her. She came to my house. We met. We talked. She met the kids. Everything was good. I went to her house. I saw her house. Everything was good.
Okay, so you hire her to start taking care of your kids when?
Had to be like the 10th of January.
Are you just guessing?
Yeah, for that, when it started, yeah.
You're guessing for when it started. Did you have paperwork that says when you put in for and stuff?
No, it says on the child care provider paper that it started 1/31/11.
Okay, let me see all your paperwork. So what happens? All of your paperwork.
Oh, okay.
That has to do with this. This is a government program where they pay for your child care.
They pay her.
They pay her for your child care for your child.
Right.
Right. Okay. So go ahead.
Okay. Sometime Michelle will ask me, did I have any money? I didn't have any money, but I told her I do get my income tax. And when I do get my income tax.
Sorry. She's getting paid by the government for taking care of your child. So she's asking if, aside from that, if you had money, or it hadn't kicked in yet.
It hasn't kicked in yet.
Okay. When did it start kicking in?
You have to ask Miss Cheryl.
When did it start kicking in?
In February.
Okay, so before February, she's asking you, or before it kicks in February, she's asking you, look, I need some money. I've been taking care of your kid for a month and hadn't seen a penny. Right?
Right, she was asking, right.
So
I told her.
So you fronted her.
Yeah, I lent her 180, and as I'm giving her the money, I said, I talked to her on the phone. I said, well, Cheryl, the agreement is I'm going to lend you this money, but when you receive the first child care check, please give me my money back. She said, okay, no problem.
All right.
And I haven't
seen a penny. But now, why are you suing for $990 and not $180?
Okay, because on April 13th, I think that was Miss Cheryl's birthday. I think it was April 13th. She called me. She told me she's not keeping my kids that day. It's her birthday. She's going out to a party. I said, well, why can't you keep the kids? I have to work. This is your job. You took on the job. You get paid for this. She didn't want to hear none of that. Okay, like 3 days later.
When did she tell you about that?
On her birthday, the day of her birthday.
Same day she told you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, then I received a text, a voicemail, which I don't have because I didn't think we was going to be here today, with her saying she can no longer keep the kids. Now, this is 2 days prior to I had to go back to work. Now, what am I to do? I didn't have a babysitter. I just moved in the neighborhood. I wasn't going to just give the kids to anybody. So I had to, take time off to find some type of help.
But she needs to pay for that because?
It was because she gave me a day. She didn't give me enough notice.
Well, what does your contract with her say about what kind of notice she has to give you? Do you have a contract with her?
No, I don't have a contract with her, but she agreed to keep the children while I worked. Mm-hmm. She agreed to that. She was getting paid for that.
But she doesn't have to do it the rest of her life. She doesn't.
But
the question is, see, in a lot of child care contracts, what we have is something that says we each give the other side 2 weeks notice or something like that. You don't have anything like that, you guys.
Okay, but she get a day notice, 2 days notice. That's not good. I work.
It's not good, but you're suing her for 3 weeks of wages. It took you 3 weeks to find some child care?
3 weeks, 3 weeks, because that was unprofessional. Yes, it was.
All right, now, Ms. Waters, what's going on?
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes, I met Ms. Eckerd, and I started keeping her children on January the 3rd.
Okay.
Monday through Fridays. And I didn't receive a payment for January. That's true.
At all?
At all. And so she kept asking me about it. Well, did you get it? I said, no. Did you go, do the paperwork? Because she has to go in and report that I'm the one that, providing child care for her. And she said, oh, don't worry. I did it. Still, I didn't receive anything. I'm still keeping her children and everything and stuff. February came along.
How many hours a day would you keep the children?
At least 6 hours, from 2:30 sometimes to 8 o'clock at night. 2:30 in the afternoon when they got out of school to 8 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And I called the service. They said I have to wait because Miss Eckhart told them that I did not start until January the 25th.
January 25th. That's what the
Yes.
paperwork I'm looking at says. It says start date January 25th.
Right, and that's when
that's a lie.
That's when what?
I was on public assistant. They closed my case as of that date.
I don't understand what that means.
Okay, when you can't, they can't give
You
her.
you can't double dip.
Right, you can't get child care.
Yeah, I understand, but if she's taking care of your kid, then you got to pay that.
No. I did what they told me. I went down there to put the paperwork in for her. I put it in.
Wait, what date did you have her start?
She started, if she says the 3rd, then I'll go with her on
I
the 3rd.
understand. So can I see the paperwork or you put in as of the 3rd? So I know you didn't.
That's all I have right there.
All right, well then either way, either you put in for the 3rd and either you messed up and you put in the wrong date or you put in the right date. And either way, they are only approving the program as of the 25th. Who's supposed to pay her fee from the... I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of a sentence.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So can the babysitter just, 5 minutes before they're supposed to show up say, I'm going to sleep today, I'm not coming?
No, I don't think so. If there's an understanding and an expectation that she's going to be there and it's been a regular thing, even if it's not written, she's still got to show up.
You buying that? Okay, I'm taking that as a no. Okay. What do you think, sir?
Well, I think that legally she can call up and say that she's not going to show up, but morally I think that's wrong.
Morally has no place in court.
Okay, she should give 24 hours in advance because it's sort of a verbal agreement that you give 24 hours in advance.
Fair enough, going inside the courtroom.
Who's supposed to pay her fee from January 3rd until the 25th?
Okay, well, you know what? She could have came to me and told me that, and we could have came up with an agreement. But she wasn't carrying herself appropriately or professionally either. She could have came to me and talked to me about whatever.
Right, but then what does that mean? If you have childcare and you didn't pay for it, then somebody has to pay for it.
No, they said they was going to pay it back.
Yeah, well, they didn't. They paid from the
I don't know
25th.
about
Do you have
that.
any proof that they paid her?
No,
from
I don't have proof of that.
And now, why did you end up quitting? Like, why did you end up saying, I'm not going to take care of your kids anymore?
Because the last time I kept the kids was April the 18th, the Monday of Easter vacation. She's supposed to bring them that Tuesday. She didn't bring them. She called me 9:30, about almost 9 that night. And then she was like, oh, Cheryl. I said, yeah, where the kids, where my girls at like that?
How old are the girls?
6 and 8. And she said, oh, they wanted to go see their little niece and nephew for a couple of days. I said, okay, cool. She said, all right then, so I should bring them Thursday. I said, okay, fine. I didn't hear no more from her. So my plans were just like still up because I'm waiting on her to contact me on, when she gonna bring the girls. We live right across the street from one another.
You live right across the street from each other? All right, so wait, but on Thursday she didn't bring the girls?
No.
And then on Friday?
No.
And she doesn't call you?
No.
So when do you call and say, listen, I'm done?
Out the second week or something. Because she still have
Second week of what? Where are you talking to me about?
April, I'm sorry, because they were like near the end of April because they was out on Easter vacation.
And so you tell her, don't bring them tomorrow because I'm not going to watch them?
I told her I'm not going to be able to. I said, no, I gave her time because the kids were supposed to go back on, I think it was April the 30th. I let her know. I said, after this week.
All right, I'm done. Here's how it works, folks. If she worked for you, and you weren't able to get a government subsidy program to pay her for working for you, you must pay her for working for you. And it's just that simple. Oddly enough, she doesn't have a counterclaim against you. But that $180 that you, quote, loaned her actually went to cover your own child care costs that the government apparently didn't cover. If you feel that was an error or you feel that they should have covered it, you can take that up with whoever your caseworker is. As for the 3 weeks that you missed work, 3 weeks because you didn't have adequate child care, that presupposes a duty on her part to give you a certain amount of notice. And unless you have a right to that, you can't sue because someone violated that right. And so, yes, it would have been nicer if she had said to you, I'm not going to take care of your kids as of the rest of this, as of the end of this month or whatever. But she didn't. And so now, for you to be able to collect $900 for it, you have to be able to prove to me a legal obligation that she, not just a politeness thing, that she violated. So you don't get that. And you don't get the $180 because you actually owe her more than that. So my verdict in this case is for the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The defendant has won this verdict here in the People's Court from Judge Milian. Step right in here. What was your reaction when you heard that verdict?
I don't think it was fair because I was being polite to her. I lent her something and she should have came to me and talked to me. She did everything the sneaky way and devious. That's how she did it, and that wasn't fair. It wasn't fair.
Well, did you have any idea, insight into her personality, these traits when she was taking care of your kids?
No, I didn't.
This is something you recognized later on?
Later on, yeah. But I think it was wrong. It was wrong.
Yes.
She was greedy for money, but it's okay though. I lost out on that, and it's all right. It's all right.
All right, so step on in here, step on and tell me what you think of this outcome here.
I think it was fair because I gave her notice and everything, and it didn't even have to come to this. She wanted to bring it, so I bought it.
Bring it on.
Bring it.
All right, what should have happened to avoid coming in here?
She should have just kept to her word and everything like that. We had an agreement, a verbal agreement. All she had to do was just stick to it. That was it. I was doing her favor keeping her kids. My kids are grown. Simple as that. Good day.
Harvey?
Okay, this is a really good example of a case where you really have to think through what the vital terms are in a business relationship before you make the deal, because those vital terms can come back and bite you in the rear end. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.